Buckle in, folks, this might be a long one. Hi Trail Fam, today I'm going to talk about you, my virtual trail family, and how you have helped me successfully through hike the AT, along with helping me prepare before the trail and keeping me sane after the trail. Before I started the Appalachian Trail, I lived in South Korea. Also, sorry if I'm looking over there. I actually have a script for once. Although there was a huge hiking community in South Korea, it's mostly localized to Korea itself or kind of in East Asia. So no one really knew what the Appalachian Trail was or anything like that. And no one I knew was prepping for it, of course. So during this time, the virtual people that I met through YouTube and Instagram and all those other places on the internet, the blogs and whatnot, really helped me prepare for the trail. So I'm going to tell you how you all have helped me. First off is class of 2018 of the Appalachian Trail. They helped me choose my gear. Once I realized I had enough money saved for a thru hike of the AT around September or October of 2018, I wanted to take advantage, for the first time in my life, of the Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals to buy my gear, because I wanted to try to keep my gear kind of as low cost as possible, because we all know how expensive it is. I have never backpacked before. I've only done a little bit of car camping, and anybody that's kind of been around the hiking community, especially backpacking, knows that car camping gear is quite a bit different from backpacking gear. So the extra challenge too of having to buy all of my gear without ever looking at it, because I was still in Korea, never being able to touch it, never being able to try it on. So I had to rely on what was successful for previous thru hikers and current hikers to kind of gauge like what worked for them and what didn't, and try to make a wild guess if it was for me or not. So how did I actually finally decide on what gear that I wanted to take with me on the AT? I watched gear videos of successful AT thru hikers of class of 2018. I pretty much watched every single video I could find, whether it was male or female or a couple or whatever. But I did specifically pay attention to other female hikers. And I also knew that I favored waterproof backpacks, so that was kind of easy for me to narrow down on what kind of backpack I wanted. Mainly this is because I was an avid commuter, bicycle commuter, so like all my bicycle backpacks to commute to work and back are waterproof, and so I knew I wanted one for backpacking. And that was easy. I only had like 3 choices, and I went with Hyperlight mountain gear. And I just kind of continued this process with each piece of gear as I went along, as I watched people's videos. I don't know why, but I don't like film videos when there's people in the hallway because it's really loud. I can hear them coming in and out of their rooms. I can hear them when they're talking. They can probably hear me. So yeah, okay, anyways, back. But specifically, the thru hiker that probably helped me the most with my gear was Liz Handstand Kidder. I really liked her gear setup, so I did go with quite a bit of what she had used on her thru hike. But I also watched like Chica and Sunset and Evan E. Wolf backpacking. I think that's Evan's current trail name. He has a lot. And of course, Amanda Pee Wee. And anyways, so that's how the class of 2018 helped me, is by helping me pick my gear and kind of like watching all their thru hiking videos. Class of 2019 helped me squash my fears and insecurities this was what was kind of unique in my through hike was, of course, again, I was in Korea, but because I was in Korea, my contract didn't end till the end of February, and I needed a good month or so back home to kind of like move back home and get things situated there and getting ready for the trail and making sure the gear that I had bought while I was abroad actually, turned out to be what I wanted. And I also was traveling to Germany and to Greece during the month of March and early April. So this meant my through hike happened very, very late compared to many other through hikers, and it started out until the last week of April. Now, the great thing about this is I got to see all the other class of 2019 start on their through hikes. I got to see their mistakes, I got to see their triumphs, I got to see what worked for them, what didn't work for them, and it was great. I really loved it. Another way they kind of helped me too is like, even though I never really met any of them, I didn't meet most of them in person because they were a good month ahead of me, but it really still let me develop a sense of camaraderie and a community. And so many people were so patient with me answering my questions or like encouraging me, encouraging them. It was really great. So even though I didn't really get to meet a lot of my virtual class of 2019 trail buddies, I still got to interact with them, and it was really nice. So I guess some special shout outs for that would be Nav from Nav and Arrow. They were so much fun traveling outside the bots. So that would be Hot Buns and No Worries. Ice Bear, it has been really fun to talk with. Then there's Quicksand, the Wander Women, Blaze. Unfortunately, he did pass away, I think last year. Yeah. And then Sarah Hikes NH, Catch Up, and Lightning. And of course, my best virtual trail buddy that I did actually meet in person, and mostly we talk on Instagram, Checklist. Checklist has been so amazing on helping me navigate post-trail blues, I guess, and stuff. And I just love watching all the cat videos and of the cat videos in Oakland and all that stuff. So it's really been great. But yeah, I wanted to say thank you for sharing all your valuable advice with me and all your journeys. It's been really fun. And then, of course, there's you. Yes, you. You watching this video. The ones that comment on my videos, the ones that reach out to me on Instagram, making sure I'm okay. All my virtual friends and family. During my time on trail, I would have some low points and rough spots. And it was really great to be able to like look on my phone and see all the words of encouragement and stuff, and kind of make my day smile brighter. Like if I posted I was having a rough day, or I had posted I had I was crying on a video because I lost my gear, or left my gear behind in a shelter like 6 miles back. It's really nice being like, hey, you can do it, Runa, it's okay, it's cool. And yeah, all the comments and questions and general silliness, and that was really great. And what was really awesome too was like, I like to spot insects and different plants and stuff, and I would be like, hey, what is this? What did I find? And then it would be really cool because people would go down in the comment section on my videos and they would be like, oh, that's a monarch butterfly, or oh, that's a Siberian squirrel for a plant. And it was just really cool to kind of see that interaction of like teaching each other about nature and whatnot. And thank you to everyone that's kind of stuck with me after the trail and like helped me kind of get through my post-trail blues. I'm obviously doing better now. It helps that I have a car, I can get out into nature. It helps that it's not winter. I know 2020 was a doozy for a lot of folks, but it just really helped to have people still kind of going like, hey, Runa, you can do it. But yeah, I am not going to go on a major through hike this year, so I hope you're okay with following me along on my little local adventures. But yeah, I just wanted to especially thank a few people, and if I leave you out, I'm sorry, that was not my intention. I'm probably going to have to make a part 2. But of course, Ramtino from Ramtino Roaming the Trails, I think. I'll link his channel. Anybody that has anything to do with the AT and YouTube pretty much knows about him. And then, of course, there's Alan S., Trail TL, Hiking with Yowie, Thrifty Endurance, Tom B., Chris Saccone, Jerry D. Jerry is actually the father of one of my trail family members of class in 2019, so that's really cool. And then there's John from JLDR, sorry, I'm reading it.com. He's actually hiking this year, if I remember right. I can't remember if he's actually started now, but he's hiking the AT. I'll link his channel below. Vegas on the 18 hiked, I believe, in 2018. And then there's also, of course, Amanda F., Finding Macy, Alan M., and oh my gosh, just so many more. But yeah, thank you so much. And then, of course, I want to say special thank yous to my actual family and friends. Oh my gosh, you guys truly are the reason why I actually finished my AT through hike when I nearly quit the trail in New Hampshire for various reasons. You pushed me to try one more day, and I'm so glad I did. That was the day I ended up on Franconia Ridge. It was super beautiful, and I knew then that I could finish this trail. It also felt like I was in the Lord of the Rings movie, so that really helped. But yeah, also the night I was in the Smokies and my phone started blowing up and you were wondering where I was on trail because you had heard the news about what had happened, and just like it made me feel really loved and looked after. And thank you for all the late night phone calls and early morning phone calls, the countless Garmin text messages and from my phone and stuff, where I would let you know where I was every day, and all the times you laughed at my adventures and misadventures. But more important, thank you for your patience and all the times you listened as I rambled on about my through hike and how I'm having a hard time being in this kind of reality again. But yeah, and I love you. Thank you so much. But yes, of course, special thanks to Mom and Dad, especially Captain and Crunch, Ushi, and I'm saying their first initial because I like to be a little anonymous. And special thanks to Ushi and H, A, P, and L. Anyways, I hope you guys are doing amazing. You are all wonderful, beautiful people. I'm forever grateful for all the well wishes and comments and laughs and pick-me-ups and all the support you shared with me over the past 2 years. In case this happens, I'm sincerely sorry. If anybody really does feel underappreciated or left out, that wasn't my intention. If that occurred, there's just so many of you that it would take such a long video to include everybody. I will definitely have to do a part 2 in the future. And yeah, thank you. It's truly amazing to look back on all the memories and smile and stuff, especially when post-trail depression and just depression in general, because 2020 kind of sucked for everybody. I look forward to growing our little trail community and sharing adventures with each other and learning about nature and all the cool little things we find. But yeah, I wish you all the best, and let's get out there and hike. Bye.